I think. Up to this point, I think I only forgave my dad about just before he passed away. I think probably around, he passed away 2020. I think I finally forgave him and my mum.
Angel?
Yeah. Because I had to forgive my mum as well, because I know my dad was a fragment of excrement. I know my dad was that. Wasn't a good guy. In the same way, at my age now, I look at certain men that women date and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I knew my dad was a piece of shit. As I got older, I knew my dad was a piece of shit.
And your mum chose him.
Yeah, and chose again and again. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of manipulation and a lot of emotional abuse that came from my dad's part to why my mum stayed and maybe did more than she shouldn't have done with him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I say, after, remember, I'm the eldest for my dad, for my mum. So I've got two younger siblings that are from my dad. But I've got two older sisters, which are separate.
Yeah.
And then I've
so
got,
there's three of you from the same.
exactly. So
yeah.
I'm the eldest. Now, from me, in my opinion, there should not be any other for my dad. I'm happy that I've got
you
siblings.
Identified at that stage how this man is.
Oh, my dad's a nasty piece of work.
So from when you've had a child with me, and you know how I am, why are you having two more?
My dad's a nasty piece of work.
Okay.
Nasty. Like, I can sit here and say, yeah, he's dead. Rest in peace to the people. You say rest in peace or respect the dead. Yeah. That's a piece of shit.
But the thing is, as a child, was you able to identify that, or did you look at? Because you said there was two children that came after you, right? So you had a dad in the household up until what age?
My dad was. See what men do now. I'm not saying all men, but what some men do now, where they have their base. Their baby mum's house is their base.
Yeah.
So they'll go and do whatever,
That
try and do
house,
business.
that house.
If things don't work out, they come back.
Yeah.
My dad my dad was basically here, but my dad was Scubay for like maybe 7 months, where he's trying to do some business and doesn't work. So maybe you find some gal, he would park up in the girl's house for a bit. When she sees his nonsense, then he'll then come back to my mum. And because my mum is hopeful, you know, my mum's got 5 kids at this point. You know, typically you're gonna say, who's gonna want a woman with 5 kids? My mum's remarried now. Yeah. But the general thing as a woman, you're gonna think, well, who's gonna want me with 5 kids?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that, remember, my youngest brother was born in 1989. Okay, as the youngest, and that means my mum was roughly about, I think she was probably about just under 40 when she had 5 kids.
Yeah.
So you got to think about, imagine meeting a 40-year-old woman now with 5 kids.
And some of the kids are quite young. Yeah. Because to me, it's dependent on the ages of the kids, innit? Like, if you have 5 kids but they're all grown,
Yep.
me and you as a woman can have our time. But if a lot of your children are still young,
I don't get me wrong, I think as I got older, like obviously you didn't have your dad much around.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make it okay. And one of the big problems was that transition from whether you're in Jamaica, Nigeria, wherever it was, where the rules are different. So for instance, my dad's, and once again, domestic violence and abuse is wrong.
Yeah.
Remember, you're coming from a place where if something, there's no child line, there's no NSPCC, there's no calling the police or someone, there's none of that. If you hold a slap, hold your slap. You even go to your mum and say, oh, he slapped me, okay, Charles, where do you want to go? You can't come back here. You can't come here. You go back. So imagine, my dad's now coming here now, getting back chat from my mum, and it's like, oh, what are you saying?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, I'll call the police.
Yeah. I've got backup now. Yeah.
Call the police. Come on.
That doesn't even
I can't go.
like,
I can't go.
It's there. One more night.
One more nine. And the thing is that I think, have I got trauma? I think my trauma is it's better that my dad was away. It's gonna sound mad.
No, I'm in complete agreement. Yeah, I've said this the whole time.
He wasn't there.
My dad was inconsistent. Then from 9 till 16, didn't see him. Comes back in, again inconsistent. I would have much rather preferred you stay away, because that's what I was used to. When someone comes in and out, you're confusing me now. You're giving me questions. Is it something I've done? So for me, 100%, I would have preferred stay away.
yeah, my dad used to pop in, pop out when I was little, up until I was 6. And yeah, he just ghosted from then. But it's mad how you lot say the views of your siblings are different. Where my older brother, who's 4 years older than me, different mum, he the hate he has for my dad. He said, "Rah, my man annoys him so much. He moved from the East Coast to Texas to just be so that he's not down the road from him, but he's moving back. I think they finally squashed their beef, but he was like, even when he found out about me, he said to my dad, "Why did you hide my brother?" And he nearly beat him up. Yeah, my other brother had to hold him back. He goes, "Rah, like you didn't need to hide, you know what I mean? Because when he was little, he always asked for another brother, innit?" So he's like, he's like, I didn't want to be the youngest brother. I always wanted another brother, but you hid my brother from me. But it's mad that my sister, on the other hand, who's a year older than me, same mum as my brother, she loves her for my dad. So like, her view on my dad is different to him. You know what I mean? So the way he's probably looked after her has been different to all the boys. Where me, I'm just like, I ain't got nothing bad for him, because when he was there, he was always, you get what I'm saying, on point. But I got used to him not being there.
I feel similar to the fact of I've got 3 half sisters.
Yeah.
And he's there for them.
Yeah.
I've been there for them for as much as I know anyway. And I'm always thinking, is it because I was the only son that you thought, you know what, he's good, innit? He'll be good. Don't really need to. But it's interesting what you said. Trauma, like, and forgiveness. What did forgiveness look like?
Gabriel.
I think forgiveness was no longer holding the resentment. So the forgiveness let me free. Forgiveness wasn't for him. It was forgiveness.
It took the weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, it took the weight off my shoulders. It wasn't for him. It allowed me to basically, I wasn't going to have a relationship with him because I got too old to now want a relationship with him. Meaning that when I needed you, at my crucial years, you weren't there, which is fine. So for me now, it was more getting the weight off my shoulders, and now that I can breathe again.
So a lot of acceptance.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it was on my mum. I had to forgive both of them because it was, my mum had a part to play too. You know, and once again, it doesn't ever justify a man not being there, but it was better my dad wasn't there. They used to fight, and you got to remember, there's a lot of tension.
Do you think as a child though, you felt that? Because there's, for example, there's families right now where there's that dynamic, right? And a lot of people are conflicted as to, yeah, but it's better to, like, I see this all the time, people commenting, 2-parent households are better. And I'm like, but surely that's dependent on how those 2-parent households are, because in your instance, there's fighting going on. So is that really?
No, I saw my parents fight, like fight, like trust me, like I saw my mum, like my dad on top of my mum, like strangling her. Like I saw them fight. I saw my dad dash a plate.
Do you kick man off?
Say again?
Do you kick man off?
The last fight was when some of them I was young, and I didn't. You got to remember, it takes a while for you to know that this is not right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was only when I got to like I think 9, 10 when we was living in Strathmore Road in Croydon that I was sleeping. I just heard commotion, and then I've then gone. I then see my dad strangling my mum, and then he then runs to the He then runs to the phone socket, yanks the phone out, and breaks the phone. Why is that? Because you can't call 999. Because back then it wasn't mobiles then.
Yeah.
Man pulled man got the phone, took it out of the socket. My dad was on smoke.
Yeah.
And as I said that, but knowing how, like, it doesn't justify anything, but my mum had her part to play.
Yeah.
Like, they're both protagonists.
Yeah.